After we know how could we create our custom components, let's right away go to define our schema. How could we define a Realm database schema? The schema, that's mean the collection of tables or models that you have in your application. And in our case here, we are dealing with users management demo, so definitely we should have a user model or a user table. Let's see together how could we create that one. Before defining our schema, let's recall how our apps looks like. I've added this button here called users, and this will take me to another screen which is gonna enable me to create and update and view and delete the users. So this screen, it looks like this. I called it home screen. Here I wrote offline database solution using Realm. Here I can register new user. By clicking this command, it's going to take me to another screen. I mean this button. And those buttons, by the way, they are custom buttons we've created together in this my button component. So where is this home screen? Home screen here in the pages folder. You will find this home screen, JavaScript, and we'll see together as this view suggests. I'm having those buttons, register, update, view all, and delete, as it's here. But those my button, from where this my button, there is nothing called my button in React Native. Yeah, you all know that. Those buttons are custom buttons, came from here. So I import my button, which is this is the component name. From components, my button, the custom component. I also imported my text. From components, my text. Those are the custom components I've created earlier, and I discussed that in the previous lesson. And I've used those, my button and my text, in my view. See my text, this text offline database solution using Realm, it's here. This is the text. And if I create, if I altered anything in my text here in the custom component, like if I just change the color to be red, for example, let me just change the color to be red. This color, if I executed the app now, is going to be changed to red color. But I'm not executed the app yet. Just I'm showing you in the local version of emulator, so you wouldn't see the changes. However, at this screen, I also initiated my Realm schema. How could I did that? I'm using this. Firstly, I created a variable called Realm, which is require Realm. This Realm is the Realm that I installed into my project right now when I use this command here, npm install Realm, this one. So here I've created Realm. I will use this variable to initiate or initialize my schema. What the schema looks like, it looks like this. I created a schema variable called user schema, and this is the structure of the schema. This is the name of the schema or the table. It's called user details. This is a table name. Properties, I opened these curly brackets, and inside it I will write my column names or properties. Here it's called properties. And as I told you, we are just dealing with objects. This is like a class. This is the name of the class, and those are the properties of the class. User ID, the type is integer, and I can default it by a default value right away into my schema. Username is a string, user contact, and user address is a string. So afterwards, after I created my schema, I can initialize it using this variable, Realm variable here, So realm equal new, and where this realm variable I initialize it here. So realm equal new realm. I gave it a path, and this is totally optional. If you don't want it, if you don't want to use it, write it. You cannot write it, but it's advisable to write a path to use it throughout your app. Sometimes you want to give it different paths to know which object or database you are dealing with. And here the schema, I'm just having one schema or one table, as I just said. I will give you guys another example here for another schema. I just commented here. Let me uncomment it. Here, this is a car schema. The name is car. Properties is make, model, miles, as you can see. And see the beautiful of realm here. For the person schema, which is maybe own this car or many cars from this schema. Here I have a name person, properties name, birthday, and cars. See in the cars, I'm using the type list. It's not string, it's not date, it's not integer, it's list. And the type of this object is going to be car. From where? From this schema. This means I'm using like a nested object type. This is like going to be like a children relationship with this person schema. And also here, how could we use optional properties? This is picture, and the type is data. It's optional true. That means you can provide it or not. Here, how we could initialize like many schemas into my realm. So new realm schema, car schema, and person schema. I provided the two schema names here. And now my database, let's see, in a traditional, or let's say in a traditional wording, is ready and created and is waiting for your operations. So now we know we have a user database schema with single table called user details, and we can use it to create, update, view all operations of our users management demo. See you next with the first operation, which is the register user.